Today's assignment, we're going to be drawing our first trusses. Because these are our first trusses, we will not be creating our own, but instead simply copying existing truss designs that were written or drawn, engineered, designed by experts. As you can see here on this page, you've been provided with several examples to follow. For today, you should follow those examples found in the packet that I gave you a few days ago. We specifically are going to start by drawing the how so that I can show you how to do it. Once you've seen how, you will then continue to draw two more on your own. You'll be drawing those on a paper that looks like this. But first, you're going to make it look like this. Here's how you begin. Start by taking the legal-sized blank piece of paper that was provided to you in class today. You're going to fold it neatly as you can, 3 times in half. So there's the first time. We're going to fold that in half. Now I'm going to go a little bit fast, but you should be able to follow along. Feel free to stop the video at any time once you understand what it is that's being expected. There's our second fold in half. Here's our third fold in half. Now, you want to get those about as neat as you can without wasting a lot of time or energy. When I unfold it, I should find that I have neatly divided that page into 8 roughly even sections. You'll see those sections here. What we'll now do is just throw in some dividing lines. I'm going to be using a sharp pencil. You must do this assignment in pencil. I'm going to draw a midline from there down, just following the line that I've drawn. It's nice and light. Don't draw hard. These are going to be in the way perhaps later. You might need to erase part of it. I'm then going to draw each of these 3 sections. 1, 2, 3, those 3 lines there, to divide the paper into 4 sections. With a little bit of effort, you should see that I am just basically following the fold lines. Now there may be some slight discrepancies, but this portion isn't terribly vital that it be exact. Just get it as close as you can without struggling too much. Now the next measurements you really ought to do precisely. We're going to be creating a surface support, the support surface that we will rest the truss on. The truss has to reach from one side to the other. It's going to have to be long enough, but not too long that it doesn't fit on the page. We'll come back to that in a minute. How do I create the support surfaces? Well, we'll do it this way. They need to be 1 centimeter tall and 15 centimeters apart. To make them 1 centimeter tall, you'll see if you look closely that I'm going to line up this ruler at any numbered centimeter mark. It can be any one. I've chosen 8 for this line, and I'm just going to make a small dot at the 7. That's 1 centimeter above. I'll do the same thing down here. Notice that the 17 is not quite lined up, so I'll adjust it so that it is perfectly lined up, and then I'll make a mark 1 centimeter above that. I'll do a third one right at the very bottom. Once again, the 26 wasn't quite in place, so I moved it so that it's perfectly lined up. And now I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. I can use different numbers, it doesn't matter. I'm going to flip the paper over this way and proceed nice and fast. There's 1 centimeter up, there's 1 centimeter up, and there's 1 centimeter up. Now remember, I wanted those supports to be 1 centimeter tall and 15 centimeters apart. To get them 15 centimeters apart, I want 7.5 centimeters to the right of my center line and 7.5 centimeters to the left of my center line. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to lay this on here. Pick any number that's larger than 7.5 that reaches from one side to the other. I've chosen 12. With a little bit of care, I can line those up with the marks that I've made here and here and line it up so that the 12 is exactly in the center. Now I measure 7.5 from the 12, gives me 19.5. And I draw from there over. Do the same thing the other way. 12 minus 7.5 gives me 4.5, and draw the line the other way. That'll give me the top of the support. I'm now going to do that 2 more times. I'll do 1 more right at the very bottom. You'll find that a very sharp pencil is really quite handy doing this assignment. These marks can be done freehand. They are the only marks on your paper that should be done freehand, or the only lines, rather, that can be drawn freehand. Every other line must be drawn ruler straight. You'll see now that I have 3 support surfaces. Those support surfaces will hold up the trusses that I now draw. I'm going to be drawing a how in this top section, just like that one there. How do I figure out how to do that? Well, take a good look at the how, and you'll see that the how is divided into sections. How many sections? Did you say 6? Then you're on the right track. Each of those 6 sections is the same size, which means when I'm done, I want to be able to divide my truss into 6 evenly divided sections. I need a truss that's going to be at least 15 centimeters long, less than 21.5 centimeters long, because if it was longer, it would go off the page. So I need a number that's easy to divide into 6 sections that fits between 15 centimeters and 21.5 centimeters. For the first one that we're doing together, you will choose to make it 18 centimeters long. If the entire truss is 18 and it's centered, how much of it will be to the right of center and how much to the left? If you said 9 centimeters, you're on the right track. I am now going to make a mark at the beginning and at the end, and then every 3 centimeters, because 6 sections, 18 centimeters long, each section should be 3 centimeters long. Every 3 centimeters, I'm going to make a mark. Those will indicate how big each section will be. We'll come back to that. You see the marks that I've made there? To save myself time, when I do this on my own, I draw the line first and then make the marks, but it doesn't matter as long as the line is there eventually. I'm now going to flip the thing over because I like to work upside down sometimes. You don't have to flip it over, but what you do have to do is make your bridge 6 centimeters tall. If you look closely, I can come over to this edge, line it up with the 0 mark on my ruler, come up to the 6 centimeter mark, and make a small mark there. Do the same thing on the other side. 6 centimeters there. You weren't seeing that, so I'll do it again. 6 centimeters there, and 6 centimeters there. I'm then going to line it back up again, putting my 9 centimeter mark exactly in the middle, and making a mark every 3 centimeters. There's one at 3, there's one at 6, one at 9, obviously, 12, 15, and I've already got a mark at 18. Taking a good look at the original diagram again, you'll see that there are 6 sections along the bottom, but only 4 sections along the top. This is now the top, so I only need these center 4 sections. The one on the end doesn't matter. We don't need it. It can go away. At this point, simply connect all the dots. I'll show you what I mean. Let's make that dot a little easier to see. And at this point, we will just simply connect all the dots. As soon as we do, paying attention to how they're connected, notice that for the how, that line, and that line all tip from the bottom to the top and all tilt the same direction. When we go to the other side, they all tilt the other direction. In order to save time and trouble, you'll see that I'm doing all of them that are the same direction all at the same time. You'll find that alternating back and forth and back and forth and back and forth slows you down. Avoid it whenever you can. I'm now going to put in the verticals. Notice that the how has vertical lines. There, there, there. I'm going to do the same thing here. Vertical lines. Those vertical lines just connect corner to corner, dot to dot. The entire assignment here should easily be finished in less than half an hour. If you're spending a half an hour drawing these three designs, there's something wrong. You can see that I have now drawn this example in literally minutes.